Okay, so let's unpack this because the tectonic plates in Los Angeles they're definitely shifting.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And right at the center of this quake is Thomas Forrester. We're doing a deep dive into his emergency return to the bold and the beautiful. And frankly, the timing here is, well, it's highly suspicious.
Right. It's definitely not a social call. If you think he's just flying back from Paris to check in on his dad, you are completely missing the bigger picture here.
He is parachuting into a multi-front war.
A huge war involving the family legacy and his parents' messy love lives. Plus a potential scandal that could just absolutely ruin Carter Walton's life.
Which is fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Because we usually see Thomas as the agent of chaos.
Right, exactly. But looking at the current landscape, he might actually be the only person seeing reality clearly right now.
That is a bold claim given his history. But let's start with the business side. We know Thomas has been in Paris designing for hope for the future.
Essentially in exile.
Yeah. Exile. But back home, his grandfather Eric has gone totally rogue. He's secretly designing for Katie Logan's fashion house instead of Forrester Creations.
Which on paper is a massive betrayal, sure. Eric was retired and he felt completely invisible in the empire he built. It's a crisis of relevance.
Right.
Now, logically, you'd assume Thomas would fly back and side with his father, Ridge, to protect the company. Ridge is going to lose his mind when this comes out.
Oh, absolutely.
But looking at Thomas's psychological profile, I just don't think he's coming back to be Ridge's loyal soul.
Because Thomas knows exactly what that crisis of relevance feels like.
Precisely. Think about the irony here. Thomas has felt like the black sheep, the outcast, for years.
Right.
He validates Eric's feeling of obsolescence because he's lived it.
So it's not just sympathy, it's almost a strategic alliance.
Yeah, an alliance of the discarded Forresters against the establishment. Yeah. While Ridge and Brooke are screaming about loyalty, Thomas might be the one saying, hey, I get why he did it.
Wow, so instead of a unified front, Ridge is facing a splintered family. But Thomas isn't just dealing with corporate politics either. He's stepping into a total minefield with his father, Taylor.
Which is just as volatile. Taylor has been getting very close to Deacon Sharp. And Thomas, echoing his sister Steffi, is just having none of it.
None of it at all. He still holds on to this ideal that Ridge and Taylor are the end game.
He does, but it's more than just wanting his parents together. This feels really specific to Deacon.
Yeah.
Thomas views himself as the protector here. He sees Deacon as a married man with a checkered past and a direct threat to Taylor's stability. It's interesting to see Thomas position himself as the adult in the room regarding healthy relationships.
Trying to intervene before his mom makes a mistake she can't undo.
Exactly.
Which is pretty rich coming from him.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, the biggest revelation in the research isn't his parents. It's the target he's painting on someone else. We're hearing whispers that Thomas is unattached and circling Daphne Rose.
Carter Walton's brand new wife. And this is where the deep dive gets really dark.
Because my first thought was just spite. I mean, we can't forget that Carter was the one who drew the heart line in the sand regarding Thomas's obsession with Hope Logan.
Right. Carter essentially blocked Thomas from his desires.
Exactly. So is this just payback?
Spite is a powerful motivator for sure, but I think it's deeper than a grudge. This is about leverage. Look at the timeline evidence we have. Thomas has been living and working in Paris for the last 6 months.
Okay.
Daphne has a very mysterious gap in her history, also in Paris, right before she rushed back to marry Carter.
You're saying their calendars overlap.
Perfectly. It practically confirms they moved in the same circles. The working theory right now is that Daphne is pregnant, and she's rushing this happily ever after with Carter to pass the baby off as his.
But if that baby was conceived during her Parisian fling...
then Thomas knows. He likely knows exactly who she was with, or at least knows that the timing doesn't add up for Carter at all.
Wow. So he's walking into town not just as a rival, but as a whistleblower. He holds the grenade pin that could blow up Carter's entire dream life.
That changes the entire power dynamic. He's not just a wild card flailing around. He's holding all the cards.
He has the emotional leverage with Eric, the moral leverage with Taylor, and the blackmail leverage over Daphne.
And that leads us to the ultimate question for his return. If Thomas exposes Daphne's secret saving Carter from a lie but destroying his happiness, and simultaneously backs Eric against Ridge, does Thomas end up running the show by default?
He could be the last man standing simply because everyone else imploded. It's a fascinating pivot for the character.
He really is.
Well, thanks for exploring this with us. And to everyone listening, keep your eyes on the Paris connection because that is going to be the smoking gun. But here's something for you to chew on before we go. If Thomas does end up running the show by simply letting everyone else destroy themselves, will he actually be able to handle the throne once he has it? Or will the isolation at the top finally break him? Think about that, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.